Good morning everyone, and this day we'll be tackling about the lesson 8. So for our introduction, the availability and the instantaneous access to knowledge and information in the internet and the web have dramatically changed the practice and delivery of online programs. There is a remarkable increase in the number of educational institutions today that offer online courses. In the local scene, the Department of Education, or what we call DepEd, has required the use of blended learning in the delivery of K-12 programs. How equipped are the teachers, both pre-service and in-service, in shifting their traditional classroom practices to teaching online? Online courses nowadays is our new normal. So, paano nga ba makaka-adapt ang mga teachers sa bagong hamon, no? As pre-service teachers, you are currently preparing yourselves academically to face the new breed of students who are not only technologically savvy, but also advanced in knowledge and information about your subject matter. So, alam naman natin na ang mga kabataan ngayon ay masyado nang advanced, lalo na sa mga technology. So, kahit na hindi mo pa na tatakel o hindi pa nalileson na ito, ay alam na. May mga ganyang estudyante ngayon guys, lalo na kapag masyado nang addict sa mga gadgets. So parang halos lahat ng topic about technology alam na. Teaching online and teaching in traditional classroom are not the same. They may share similarities and differences, but teaching online requires sound pedagogical and technological knowledge skills. So although meron man silang pagkakapareho kasi meron naman tayong mga topic, meron naman tayong recitations, but then mas kailangan ng grabing effort kapag online teaching kasi need pa siya ng more knowledge about sa mga technologies at saka mga web browsers na gagamitin. So, here in Lesson 8, we will discuss the various pedagogical principles and practices in online teaching. It introduces the community of inquiry model and the familiarity of different tools and resources of learning management system.
To succeed in online teaching, one needs is first and foremost understand the nature and characteristics of learning environment. In this online teaching, the playing field or the environment you will use to teach is the virtual, which means there is a physical and geographic separation of students and a teacher. We all know that communication and interaction plays a vital role in online teaching and learning. In our previous activities, we have cited similarities and differences of online teaching and traditional classroom-based teaching. Undeniably, there are some outstanding features of online teaching which offers ease and convenience for both students and teachers, but may not be feasible in traditional classroom-based setting. Teaching in this context offers ease in shifting time and place of online interaction. Online content may be presented in various formats, just like videos, text, and in multimedia. There is provision for extended access to these online web materials, the capacity of the net to access huge volumes of content in practically all subjects, the net's enabling feature to support human and machine interaction both in synchronous and asynchronous modalities, according to Anderson 2004.
You're about to begin an online class. What you imagine will be like. When many people picture out online learning, they imagine themselves learning alone on their computers. Is that really what online learning is all about? To understand the context of teaching and learning in an online environment, Garrison, Anderson, and Archer 2000 developed the community of learning model or the community of inquiry model. According to this model, Genuine learning can be only achieved if there are sufficient levels of presence. So what is community of inquiry model? Simply defined, the community of inquiry model is a group of individuals who collaboratively engage in purposeful critical discourse and reflection to construct personal meaning and confer mutual understanding. It is an educational community of inquiry. In short, it focuses on how people learn together online in an interactive way by sharing and developing knowledge together. So we all know that we are in this pandemic time, so we are prohibited to go outside and we are not in our physical classroom or not face-to-face, so we are in this online class. So this community inquiry model will help us to interact with others. We all know that online class is very boring, so it will not give us the excitement like before when we are in the face-to-face classes. So there are times that we are just entering the meeting. We are just in meeting, but we are not around, or we are not listening to our professor or to our instructor, and the others are doing household chores or doing anything that is not connected to the subject. So this community inquiry model will help us to interact with others and also to share our ideas and develop our knowledge and understanding to our fellow classmates with collaboration. So that is the importance of this community inquiry model. The authors cited 3 presence, namely, first, the cognitive presence, second is the social presence, and third is the teaching presence. So cognitive presence, the example of that is exchanging information, connecting of ideas, and applying new ideas. While on the social presence, the example on that is portraying yourself as real, enabling risk-free expression, and encouraging collaboration. And also in teaching presence, the example in that is setting curriculum and methods, sharing personal meanings, and focusing in discussion. The presence, cognitive, social, and teaching are the independent elements or components that should be sufficiently high to achieve meaningful online learning. So even though you may not be in a physical classroom, you are not learning alone. Your best online learning will often happen together with your classmates. Consider how you want to learn with others and how you want to contribute to your learning community by adding your cognitive and social presence to the class experience.
Figure 3, the Community of Inquiry Model by Garrison, Anderson, and Archer, 2000. The Community Inquiry. As you can see, in the figure 3, we have social presence in the left side, cognitive presence in the right side, and teaching presence in the bottom. The social presence and teaching presence are the same on setting climate, while cognitive presence and teaching presence are the same with selecting content. But on the other hand, the 3 components of the Community of Inquiry Model are the same in supporting discourse and educational experience. The communication medium. Social presence is the ability of participants to identify with community, communicate purposefully in a trusting environment, and develop interpersonal relationship by way of protecting their individual personalities, by Garrison, 2009. It relates to the establishment of a supporting environment where students can be themselves and can openly express and share their disagreements and viewpoints. In actual practice, how is social presence established and carried out? In an online learning environment, many students may feel isolated and others may not be confident enough to actively participate in discussion. This sense of isolation is felt mainly due to the absence of physical contact coupled with the nature of medium used for communication and interaction. It is therefore important that online students can establish a sense of belongingness within this community of learning. The students should be able to relate each other in a trusting and non-threatening online learner environment. Cognitive presence is the extent to which learners are able to construct and form meaning through sustained reflection and discourse. By Garrison, Anderson, and Archer, 2001. The term cognitive is not new to you. The author is sure you have encountered this word several times in your reading and in the course you have so far taken teacher educational program. Cognitive refers to mental activity, reasoning, and thinking how continuous thinking, reflecting, and discourse result to construction of knowledge and shared meaning. Teaching presence is the design, facilitation, and direction of cognitive and social process for the purpose of realizing personally meaningful and educationally worthwhile learning outcomes. By Anderson and Rarkey, Gerson, and Archer, 2001.
I'm Angeline Moda. In the previous lesson, you learned the importance of the role of online teacher in promoting and sustaining interaction. In the same vein, we need to talk about teaching presence as another component in building is the so-called community of learning and virtual environment. Teaching presence include tasks in designing, organizing, and facilitating learning experience that should take place first before the establishment of the learning community. Following are the three important roles of teachers in creating teaching presence. First, design and organization of the learning experiences. Second, devising and implementing activities encourage discourse and interaction between and among students, between the teachers and the students, and between individual students and group of students and content resources. And lastly, engaging in variety of direct instruction in adding subject matter expertise. Anderson, Ryuk, Archer, and Garrison 2001. In Figure 3 shows that interrelationship this present in building the community of learning or the community of inquiry. The model postulates that meaningful learning online achieved when there are sufficient level of these three component presence. And that's all. Thank you.
So this time we are going to discuss what is LMS or Learning Management System. So as a millennial and digital learners, you have mastered various computer applications and other mobile apps, the tips of your finger. You also learned from the previous lessons about system and software applications. With what you have initially learned about web-based instruction and online teaching. This time you will probably ask yourself, how will I deliver my online lesson? What particular tools and resources will I use to translate what I have learned about online course delivery? Is there a particular software that will help deliver my online lesson? So, what is learning management system? So, learning management system defined as a course management software used to deliver educational and training program online, just like other software applications such as Word program. We are using this to write the documents, and also there's a PowerPoint for designing and developing lectures presentations. So learning management systems or LMS is a program that help us to create, management, and deliver online educational programs. So Learning Management System or LMS simply understood is an online organizer. So, as an online class organizer, LMS provide tools and resources to help us design, develop, and manage deliver online courses. That's it.
So, hi everyone, the next topic I will discuss is all about the tools and resources of LMS and their function. So, there are several learning management systems in the market which are available for educational institution and business organization. There are also open sources learning management systems which institution can use free of charge. Example of those LMS are WebCity, Blackboard, WizLearn, or IVLE. So when we say LMS which means Learning Management System. So it is an online education hub that provides a large and indispensable set of features to support educational activities such as classroom learnings, distance education, and continuing education. So LMS is useful especially this pandemic. So this is a tools what we use to continue our educational activities for the students and for the teachers. So a typical LMS has the following tools and resources to offer which can help users design, develop, and organize their online programs. And there's are the following tools and resources. So first, workspace, announcement tool, resources, syllabus, chat room, discussion forum, assessment tool, whisper button. So first tool or resources that use in LMS is workspace. Every LMS provides this specific tool, however, and therefore some they may call this with a different name, which is My Workspace. It's a place where you can keep personal documents, create new sites, maintain schedules, store resources, and much more. So the second is announcement tool. Announcement tool in this tool, the teacher uses it to inform the student about what they do and what are they going to do in class. In short, in order for the teacher, the student alerted to check regularly, especially if there's an important notice. So the next is resources. In this tool, or materials that more useful such as PowerPoint, lectures, presentation videos, and etc., especially during the class or online learnings. So other LMS, they called resources this as a work bin or by any other name but serve the same purpose. So next is Syllable. This tool is where online course syllabus is posted. Some LMS provide a template for this tool and online teachers simply fills up the required information as a title of the course description. So syllabus is a document that outlines everything that will be covered in a class. So in order for the student to know what are the activity are, what are the assignment are, and what are the lesson about, and what are the topic based on the course that they choose. So chat room. This is a virtual classroom where the teacher and the student meet in real time or they are interacting. This is a tool where synchronous communication takes place. All chat transcripts are recorded and the online teacher can retrieve them for review. So in the chat room, the teachers and the student will interact and going to start the class to discuss what the subject they need to learn or what they need to learn from the teachers or from their course. So discussion forum. This is another MS tool where synchronous communication between the teacher and the student and among online students can take place. Other LMS can call these particular tools as discussion board. So next is assessment tool. Online teachers can likewise give online tests. This assessment tool help teachers to recognize the post several types of tests. And the last is whisper button. The teachers may use this tool to communicate the particular message intended only for them and not for the entire class. Developers and designers of learning management system today continue to improve the features, tools, and capabilities of LMS in order to help online teachers in designing and organizing their online learning programs. A special training is usually conducted for online teachers in using all these LMS tools and resources.
In our earlier lesson, we learned that synchronous communication is one type that requires time. In online learning, this usually takes place in a chat room. The teacher creates a chat time for the class and where class discussion is conducted on a specific topic and normally given in advance to the students. In practice, the chat room serves as a virtual classroom. So sa panahon natin ngayon, ang virtual classroom natin na palaging ginagamit ay ang Google Meet. But sometimes, meron pa rin gumagamit ng Zoom at saka yung Schoology online conference. To conduct synchronous communication, it requires a set of skills on the part of online teachers. These skills include, among others, technological skills which refer to application and resources of the learning management system, skill on designing course content, and selection of the appropriate instructional resources. As pre-service teachers, you learn from your previous courses in teacher education about application of the basic principles in classroom management. The use of the chat room for synchronous communication requires some set of rules or guidelines for effective teaching and learning to take place in an online environment. In the absence of these guidelines, synchronous session can create chaotic and disorderly class meeting in the chat room. The students post anything and at any time, and the teacher or the online moderator may lose control of the flow of discussion. So, ayun. Need talaga ng mga guidelines para maiwasan yung mga ganun na pangyayari, no? Kasi sometimes mayroon talagang mga estudyante na nagiging bastos na sa mga maestra. Lalo na ngayong online class. As of now, marami nang akong napapansin sa mga videos sa YouTube na minumura yung teacher, ganun. So, kailangan talaga ng set of rules at saka guidelines para maiwasan yung mga ganun. Our next reporter will explain the following simple rules and guidelines to be observed while inside the chat room.
So this is the guidelines in moderating session in a chat room. Number 1. The teacher should greet the students upon entering the chat room. Number 2. To check the attendance, the teacher may advise students to state their name and location. Number 3. Do not start the class discussion if majority of the students are not present. Number 4. Spend some time to socialize with students by way of asking light and friendly questions while waiting for the others to enter the chat room. Number 5. The teacher may use the assessment tool to give online tests. This assessment tool helps teacher to organize and post several types of tests. Number 6. The teacher also may use this whisper button or the whisper button to communicate to a particular student or a group of students for any particular message intended only for them and not for the entire class. Nowadays, developers and designers of learning management system continues to improve the features, tools, and capabilities of LMS in order to help online teachers in designing and organizing their online learning programs. A special training is usually conducted for online learning programs. A special training is usually conducted for online teachers in using all these LMS tools and resources.
Classroom management in a virtual learning environment. This is normally done in a chat room while studying online. The instructor established a talk period for the class during which the class discusses a particular subject that is usually assigned to the students in advance. The chat room serves as a virtual classroom in practice. Many online teachers find it difficult to communicate synchronously in an online world. Many professionals are hesitant to use the internet for online class discussion because it is such a complex and challenging form of contact medium. To conduct synchronous communication requires a set of skills on the part of online teachers. In the absence of these guidelines, synchronous session can create a chaotic and disorderly class meeting in the chat room. So the following are simple rules and guidelines to be observed while inside the chat room. These are some of the guidelines. Teachers should greet students upon entering the chat room. Students should reflect on questions raised by teacher and on answers of classmates while waiting for their turn to react. Use emoticons to motivate students and enliven the discussion. This is one technique to humanize what technology has dehumanized. The teacher or the chat moderator is encouraged to use different font style and color for ease in identification. It is suggested that these rules or guidelines must be made clear to the students prior to a chat session.